You know, I'm just gonna cut to the chase here. Forget the opening intro sequence and all that. Here's the thing, though, guys. I'm just gonna just go straight to the point. I've been seeing a lot of these LeBron fanboys in the media trying to do whatever they can to try to dismiss the narrative that LeBron James was the perfect teammate and this and the third, and Michael Jordan was basically a horrible person and a horrible human being to his teammates. And they're trying to manipulate this narrative that no, Michael Jordan was snitching, all that. Guys like the Kendrick Perkins and the Shannon Sharps of the world and others that are trying to fight this losing battle, which they know is false. I'm gonna tell you this though right now. They are fighting a losing war because right now, a lot of the polls that I've been seeing from ESPN and through other sports forums that people don't believe that LeBron James is the greatest player of all time. And right now, the opinions of that entire greatest player of all time conversation is changing rapidly because of what they saw in the documentary and what they've seen throughout LeBron James's career. Now, we're not saying that LeBron James is not a great player because his accomplishments and his achievements and the stats that he's been put up throughout his career warrants Hall of Fame status. Because at the end of the day, he's going to the Hall of Fame no matter what. But the idea that he is better than Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant is debunked at this particular point, and they know it. And every single time I've always had to come down here and listen to a lot of these LeBron fanboys in social media and in show platforms like ESPN and Fox Sports, trying to manipulate the narrative and try to twist the words like, oh, Michael Jordan never did this, oh, LeBron James had to went through this and that, and LeBron James is this greater man. Why you don't have LeBron James in your top five? What y'all you don't get it. You have a disvalued opinion if you don't think LeBron belongs in the top five. A lot of people don't, and I don't either. And I reflect back to what happened last week when Paul Pierce basically admitted on ESPN when he said that he doesn't have LeBron James in his top five. And I understood why he didn't. Because he's faced LeBron James many times in the playoffs and he's beaten him at his own game. And so I get why Paul Pierce was came from when he made that assessment. But the beating that he took on social media was like they tried to devalue him as like a journeyman player. And I'm like, you LeBron James fanatics, you guys continuously play your hypocritical double standard games, but you can't see the reality of what's going on here. While we as basketball fanatics like me, Two Raw, Ticket, LB, me, 7-8, and the rest of the crew, we know what time it is when it comes to the great player discussion. You know what I mean? And this, that, and the third. So I don't understand why you can't accept a different opinion when it doesn't match what you think. Because if we think the same way all the time, the world becomes boring. Sometimes a different opinion is always a good thing, but unfortunately, you can't handle that, and that's what I've been seeing a lot from this younger generation. They have a hard time accepting a different perspective or a different opinion, and they try to take it out personally and try to call you out on some of the most evil stuff. Though, one time I saw a conversation about that same familiar subject. I saw one particular LeBron James fanboy. He pretty much said, like, you guys are the worst LeBron James haters. Y'all make me sick. If I saw you, I would blast you on sight or whatever. Basically trying to threaten them. And I'm just like, man, you can't even take a different opinion and you're trying to take out somebody's life for that? Come on, man. Come on, bro. This is just basketball. It's not like you're living in LeBron's life. It's not like LeBron needs you to defend his name, okay? Because I can guarantee you one thing. I think LeBron enjoys that kind of attention he gets, but I don't think he enjoys the kind of hate that he gets from the same people that try to rebel, that try to support, that try to defend him at every single turn. This is why a lot of people resent LeBron James a lot. And it's not because of him per se. Some of it is on him. I'm not denying that at all. I think some of that is on him because of the decisions he's made, behind the scenes on the court is basically hateable. But a majority of that belongs with the fact that a lot of these fanboys and a lot of these cheerleaders in the media try to create this narrative that LeBron James is this superior athlete and this inferior athlete and never, does nothing wrong. Come on, man. We know what time it is. Michael Jordan yelled at his teammates all the time to get the best out of them. And I heard Shannon Sharp said like, "Oh, Magic Johnson never did that to his teammates." That's a lie. That is a bold-faced lie. Magic Johnson used to rip at his teammates during practices, even worse than Michael Jordan. Don't let the smile and the nice personality fool you. Magic Johnson was a killer back in the day. And if you weren't giving him the same championship effort necessary to win, he was going to ridicule you and make your life a living hell. The same thing Larry Bird did back in the day when he was practicing with his teammates. He basically would make plays over and make shots over your head and basically ridicule you. You know what I mean? I even heard that Bird was insulted that a white guy was defending him. You know what I mean? I mean, just all these things just really adds to the point about how these LeBron fanboys try to, pretend like all these things never happened. But guess what? They did. It did happen, and they know it. They know it, but they try to play dumb and try to pretend like it didn't happen. So when you fall for that same narrative all the time, you get lost, and you fall and you try and you repeat the same thing that they're saying. You know what I mean? You got to have a separate mind, and you got to watch the games and analyze it for yourself and then come up with a different opinion. All right? Because when you talk to me or you would talk to any of the guys that I mentioned, they're going to come at you with raw, hard facts. And if you don't have anything to stand on, if you don't have anything factual to stand on, you're going to get ridiculed and you're going to get ripped for it. And that's what's been happening. That's what's been happening here with a lot of these LeBron fanboys in the media. Because I'm going to tell you something right now. If I debated Shannon Sharp, Kendrick Perkins, Damon Jones, Jay Williams, Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, including Nick Wright too as well. I don't want to forget him. You know what I mean? I would just rip them a new one to the point where they would just cry like babies to their bosses and try to get me fired. That's what would have happened because I don't put up with the false narrative that they try to throw out all the time. I come in with raw facts, with hard facts, and I'm not worried if I hurt their feelings because at the end of the day, you try to put in a false narrative that is just completely untrue, which is the number one principle in journalism. You cannot lie or make up any fake stories. All right. And a lot of these guys try to make fake stories or fake narratives that they know it's not true, but they try to make the casual fans fall in line with their narrative instead of looking at it for themselves. You get what I'm saying? So I'm going to close this video down by saying this. Kendrick Perkins knows he's wrong. A lot of these guys know they're wrong. They know the truth, but they don't want to accept the truth because they know that they're going to get a paycheck coming in from those guys from Clutch Sports and from people that support LeBron James and their networks. That's what they're doing, and it all comes down to his reign. As long as they, make these, outlandish things, their networks are going to get making money and making ratings out of this, and they know this. So at the end of the day, I ignore them all the time, and I will continue to ignore them until somebody just tells me because I'm not watching them all the time. I don't even bother. I don't care. The only reason why I just watch ESPN is just to watch the games. But other than that, I just ignore everything they say or just ignore everything what they try to tell us because I know more than they do, and I read some of the stuff in terms of the people that are actually in the front lines working on it. Like the beat writers are doing their due diligence to give us the stories of what's going on. And so don't listen to these guys. Don't even bother wasting your time or wasting your breath on them because they're not worth the time and they're not worth the space. So if you guys if any of you LeBron fanboys have a problem with that, tough luck because I'm not going to be sympathetic towards your feelings. You know what I mean? I'm here to give you the truth of the whole entire spectrum. And LeBron James is not the greatest player of all time. So deal with it.